Yo, que lo que es? So you decided to grow your curly hair. First of all, that's fire. Did you know that really only about 20% of men actually have curly hair?
What?
That's kind of crazy. So the fact that you want to grow it out, I'm all for it. I'm here, I'm cheering for you. That's why in this video, I'm gonna give you 10 of the best tips that helped me when I was growing out my curly hair. So let's just get into it. Before we get into the video, please just excuse the hair. It's frizzy, it's a mess, I know. It's been a long day, cut me some slack. But anyways, tip number one is going to be knowing your hair type. That's gonna be the first thing. This is gonna pretty much determine how you're going to be styling your hair, how you're gonna be trimming and how often you're gonna be trimming, what kind of products you're gonna need for the process of growing out your hair, and just how you're gonna style it. Because as you go through different stages in your hair growth, you're gonna have to figure out different ways to style your hair because it's gonna get all crazy. It's gonna get frizzy, it's gonna be hard to control, and that's usually the issue with curly hair. So knowing your hair type is gonna make the journey entirely completely easy. Not easy, but easier, because you're gonna know what you're gonna need to buy and how to set up for the future. Whether it's wavy, curly, coily, you have to figure out your curl pattern. And that's gonna bring me to tip number two, which is making sure that you keep your hair moisturized. Moisturizing your hair is extremely important. Keeping your hair moisturized will help it from breakage and damage, and it's gonna help it, obviously in the long run. You won't be cutting it as often as if it was getting damaged from not being moisturized. Also, moisturized hair just looks way better than frizzy, damaged hair. So if you wanna look good in the process of growing out your hair, you're gonna go through some weird, awkward stages. But if you're taking care of your hair and it's looking healthy and you're keeping it moisturized, it's gonna be a lot easier. And you already know, man, girls love a nice, healthy set of curls, man. Curls for the girls. I've already said it, you know what it is. Tip number four is gonna be moisturizing too, but not for your hair, moisturizing for your body. What? What I mean is stay hydrated, drink a lot of water. That's super important. I drink about a gallon of water a day. And even when I was like 20, 21, when my hair was like down under my chin, I was drinking about a gallon of water a day. It was helping me with my skin, my nails, my hair growth. Just drinking water all together it's good for your digestive system. There's so many benefits. And if you can't drink a gallon straight off the bat, start off with half a gallon. Get yourself one of those half gallons. That way you kind of make a commitment to yourself, and by buying that and filling that up once or twice a day, you'll kind of keep track of how much water you're actually consuming in a day, and you can adjust. If you're not drinking enough, just drink more water. Tip number four is pretty simple, which is avoiding products that are gonna damage your hair. You wanna avoid breakage and damaging your hair, and products that have alcohol, that contain parabens, and what's the other thing called? Parabens and sulfates, alcohols, these are things that are gonna dry out your scalp and your hair, and it's gonna cause breakage, it's gonna cause damage. You're gonna have to cut your hair more often than not, and it's gonna slow down your process of growing out your hair. I know that splurging a little bit more on conditioner and shampoo, it's not really something that guys like to do, because as guys, we feel like we don't need that stuff, you know, like that's for the ladies. No, but yo, in all seriousness, invest in a good, if you're not gonna buy a good shampoo, at least buy a good conditioner. A good deep conditioner is gonna change like dramatically how your curly hair is gonna look. You switch to something like Rizzo's curls, bro, just do what I did. I went to Target, I got myself a little sample size. It was like 15 bucks, bro. Completely on another level. So just try that. Tip number four is gonna be detangling with care. Once your hair starts to get pretty long, like past, I would say, your nose, you're gonna have to start detangling it, because curly hair gets knotty if you don't detangle it and you don't take care of it. You need to detangle it. So get a wide tooth comb, something that's not going to break your hair. This can lead to your hair falling out, could lead to split ends, so you wanna avoid that at all costs. The next tip is gonna go hand in hand with that as well. That's gonna be just forget the heat completely. If you're trying to use a blow dryer, just throw it out the window, man. You don't need it. Let your hair naturally air dry. I don't know why I said that like that. Let your hair naturally air dry. This is gonna be a game changer. When I was younger, I used to hate my curly hair. And I don't mean to get sidetracked, but I need to give you a little side story. I used to blow dry my hair every single day, flat iron, all that without using heat protection. This completely demolished my hair. And honestly, I think it caused some hair loss, but don't use heat on your head. Just let it air dry. I know it's gonna be annoying and it's gonna be a hassle, but in the long run, it's gonna be worth it. Now for my guys that like to stay clean, like to keep a fresh fade, need a clean shape up and everything like that, and you're trying to grow your hair out, I know how difficult that can be. Because I know once you go into that phase where you haven't had a haircut in like months, bro, you go to a dark place, honestly. Like, it's rough out here for us. So I recommend that you guys get the usual maybe trim every now and then, just to trim the ends, like the very ends, in case you have any split ends. Every now and then, go for a shape up. If you want to rock that tapered look like I'm trying to do, go for a taper or for a blowout where they just shave a little bit over the ears and in the back, just to keep things kind of clean, to make sure that you're still looking sharp and fresh while you're growing out your hair. And that's gonna help you through those awkward stages. What tip are we on? Pause. And tip number 7 is, once your hair gets to a certain length, you can start trying out protective hairstyles like braids or 2-strand twists. These are gonna be low manipulation hairstyles. It's gonna allow you to protect your hair from damage, and it's also going to encourage hair growth. Now, this next tip is gonna be something that I wish I would have started using a lot earlier on. Use a silk pillowcase or a silk bonnet or a silk do-rag, something to cover your curly hair while you're sleeping. Tip number 9 is gonna be all around to just try to make healthier life decisions. Try to, maintain a healthy diet. Try to reduce your stress. Stress is one of the biggest things that causes hair loss. You wanna make sure that you're getting enough sleep at night. At least get 6 to 7, maybe 8 hours of sleep if you can. Also, try to maintain healthier eating habits. The food you eat really affects your body and how it recovers, how it heals, how your hair grows, all that stuff. It's super important. The last one is gonna be to just have fun with it, man. You're going through this crazy process. You're growing out your curly hair, curls for the girls. You already know what it is, but I encourage you to do it. I think it's fantastic. Like I said earlier on in the video, there's really only about 20% of men that actually have natural curly hair. If you find yourself in that group, you're a real one. You're part of the group. Keep it between us, all right? People out here getting perms and stuff like that, we don't need that. We got that natural curl, baby. Oh, and honestly, if you're enjoying this type of content, leave a like, subscribe. You know what it is, man. Follow the page. We're only going up from here. That's all I can say.